Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.
Welcome to the meat market. The single scene is a slaughterhouse, and we are here to devour it. We are your hosts. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Jess.
And today's sizzling single is Emily. Welcome. We have a Scottsdale girl in the house.
Yeah, here I am.
So is dating in Scottsdale as bad as they say it is?
It's definitely different than like dating, because I was in Chandler, but I would say the Scottsdale men are definitely, they either want to get married right away or they are never leaving the bachelor life ever.
And I've met like 60-year-old Scottsdale men and they're like, I'm still not ready to settle down.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, you should be.
Right?
Like,
The two long-term relationships that I've had since I moved here in 2012, they were both from here. Not necessarily born and raised, but from young childhood into adulthood. And I was always convinced, like, it's a problem with Arizona men. Like, Arizona men are just awful. And then I read a comment recently that it was like men who are born and raised in Arizona, that's a red flag in and of itself. Do you agree?
From my dating experience, I'm from Arizona, so I only know Arizona men. And yeah, I would say they are. And I'm kind of a problem too. And like, but I'm aware of it because like all the nice guys, I'm like, no. And then the guy that's like really doesn't want me, I'm like, that's the one. He's the one for me.
So you're one of the ones that you always want what you can't have kind of thing?
100%. And that's probably like the only child in me. Because I'm like, I get everything I want. Why can't I have you too?
Is there a change? Do you notice? Because did you know great guys when you were younger? At what point do they change into these just awful
The
people?
thing is I don't even think that they realize that they're awful. I think that because when you see them with their friends or like interacting with their family, they're great. And then the minute a woman's involved, they are like evil. And
like,
I'm like,
what is wrong with
what's
you?
happening?
I think it's because there are so many beautiful women in Scottsdale and they're so easily available, what with social media and, you know, TikTok and all that.
Probably.
So they, you know, why settle down and why be nice when you can just, I don't know.
Yeah, I will say Scottsdale is a whole different breed. And I didn't realize it. I moved to Old Town 2 years ago and I grew up in Chandler where I'm like, Scottsdale's not that different. It's 15 minutes away. Oh, it's different.
Really?
Going, like if you go out in downtown Chandler, it's chill, it's relaxed. It's going out in Old Town, because I have a friend, so let's say we go to like Kala, which is a restaurant and like at the bottom of a hotel. And then there's this new place, Shiv, that's down the street. We went to Shiv after Kala, and I told Kala, oh yeah, we just came from college. She's like, no one goes to Kala anymore. And I'm like, okay, really? Really? It's 5 steps away. You know? So it's just like that. Like everything is almost like a status thing. And I'm like, this is exhausting for someone like me.
That is exhausting.
Like, doesn't care.
Can you tell the difference between like you said, men from Scottsdale or someone from the Midwest? I hear the Midwest guys are.
The Midwest guys are so nice. I actually went on 2 dates with one from the Midwest. He was from Nebraska, and he was the nicest man that I have been on a date with since moving to Scottsdale.
Is that why there was no third date?
That's why there was no third date. I was just like, you might just be too nice for me. But he was like such a gentleman, opened the car door. Like he even like made it a point to stand on the side closer to the road. And like, you just don't see that anymore. Like the last guy I really liked, I remember I sat in the car waiting for him to open the car door, and we were just at the gas station and he was already inside of the gas station. And I was like,
Just sitting in the car.
I was like, homie really doesn't get it. Like, yeah, no. So like that kind of stuff is just like out the window. But the Midwest guys are so nice, and you can tell immediately.
So nice guys kind of do finish last, eh?
They do. You know what? Give Nebraska guy like another year to get acclimated to the Scottsdale scene, and then he'll probably be just right
what's so
for you.
hard is I am so not into Scottsdale guys because they're so into like how they look and how like they come off. And one guy came up to me, he's like, where do you live? And I told him, and he's like, oh, you're in the 85257 zip code?
South Scottsdale.
I was like,
Ew.
oh, God forbid I live on the border of Tempe.
Are you serious?
Yes.
And they
everyone's
judge
like,
for that?
Yeah, I'm like, everyone's fighting for the 85251. I'm like, this is crazy.
So I will
Literally
tell
crazy.
you this, Lindsay, when I was buying my place, this was back in 2014, my friend who was my real estate agent, I specifically told her I would not look at homes in 85257 for that reason.
I was like, the fact that I gave him my crossroads and he immediately knew, I was like, I don't even remember my zip code sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to just know off the bat is wild, my friend. It's just, everything's just like fighting for like the next best thing. It's crazy.
But then half of them, the men and the women, you can't say just men,
oh, it's
right?
totally
Because
women
it's
too.
the women too.
Yeah.
They don't even have it like that. They just pretend like they do. You have the $30,000 millionaires,
That's,
and
like,
then you have
favorite.
the women who have 150,000 followers, and they have the BBL, and they have the lips and the hair and all of this, but they're sleeping on a mattress on the floor. They don't even have a bed frame. It's like, it's all this.
It's all for show.
For image.
For show, for image. It's not even real, half of it.
Yeah.
Probably 75% of it isn't even real.
No.
Would you say there are a lot of gold diggers out there in Scottsdale?
It's hard for me to say a gold digger, but there are so many women that are like, if you're not going to do anything for me, then why would I spend my time speaking to you? Kind of thing. Where it's like, if I can't benefit from this conversation at all in any way, shape, or form, there's no point in having it. And that's what's kind of like wild to me, because I'll talk to anybody. I would tell a homeless person my life story if they wanted to listen to it.
But when you date, do you expect a guy to drive a certain car or make a certain amount of money?
No. I will fall in love with literally anybody. I think last night I was out at a bar and I fell in love with the bartender. I was like, oh my gosh, the bartender is so cute. But then also I would date an engineer. Well, I don't know if we could have conversations. He might be too smart for me. But I really don't care about those things. As long as you're nice, funny, and you do what you say you're going to do, that's really all that I ask for. I don't need everything else. But there's girls that are like, I won't date somebody if they're not making $200,000 a year. And I'm like, okay, that's a good start.
Have you ever thought about doing like sugar baby or anything like that? Or have you ever been approached to do that?
I've been approached once in person, and it's so funny. I was at In-N-Out, and I was eating a double-double, like in sweatpants, and this guy's like, oh, this girl needs some help. And so he comes up to me, he's like, what do you do for work? I say, I'm a hairstylist. He's like, well, do you need any extra income? And I was like, what? Like literally no makeup on, eating a double-double by myself, just enjoying my 5 minutes. And he's like, do you mind if I sit down? I was like, ugh. I guess, like, have a seat. He's like, $6,000 a month. I want to see you once a week. Dinner. I live in Tempe. And that's all. And I was like, just for dinner? And he's like, well, we'd hook up too. And I was like,
Was he good looking?
No. He was not good looking. I wasn't attracted to him.
How old was he?
He was probably in his like late 50s. And for me, like, I just can't date older than 35. I don't shame anyone who can have like a big age gap, but I am just like so close to my dad. And like my dad's 56 and I'm like, I cannot date someone that's similar to age in my dad. Like, I feel like I'm dating one of his friends. And
how would he feel if you bring home your boyfriend and they're the same age?
My dad would be so pissed. He would be like, this is not happening. Unless I was like, this is the love of my life. My dad would be like, okay, but he would not be comfy. Just like I wouldn't be cool if he was like, this is my 27-year-old girlfriend.
Right?
I'd be like, she's got to go, like, actually. So, yeah, I said no. He continued to try for probably like a month. He's like, please. And I was like, I really can't do this.
Wait, so you exchanged contact information with him then?
Yeah, because he gave me his number. And then my friend, I was like, call this number because it was the In-N-Out that really is really close to ASU. And I was like, what if he's like a sex trafficker?
Right.
So I was like, call this number and see if this guy answers. And he did. And I was like, okay, so it's legit. And I was like, so what are you looking for? Because I was like, what if I'm solving like a sex trafficking thing? And then I realized, I was like, no, he's just a real dude that really wants a sugar baby. And I was like, okay, I'm out on this one.
But I wonder, does he actually have $6,000 a month to give? Remember, you dated a guy that falsely promised women money in exchange for pictures.
Yes.
And once they sent him the pictures, he blocked them.
Yeah.
And never gave them money.
But this guy wanted an in-person companion, which
this guy
is a
wanted,
little bit
like,
different.
He really wanted an open relationship that he was willing to pay for.
Yeah.
$6,000 a month, dang. For
I know.
one night a week?
I know. I was like,
It's not a bad deal if you think about it.
I was like, if he was hot, I would have been like, okay, maybe. But I was so unattracted to him. I was like, there's no way.
It's true. If he was hot, that would change everything.
Because I was like, I
would.
might hook
It
up with
really
you for
would.
free, and now I'm just getting $1,000 out of it. Like,
Right?
okay,
Yeah.
easy peasy.
Yeah. I know, that's the thing I say. I'm like, I wish sometimes my eyeballs didn't work as well as
Yeah.
they do, because if I could just
Yeah.
not have to look at what I'm
You're like, no.
sitting across from, it would
Yeah.
be different. And I don't understand the women that are able to just look past all of that for the money. I don't understand it. I will never understand it.
No, I was friends with a girl for a really, really short period of time, like couple months maybe. And she was telling me that she had a sugar daddy at one point. Paid her $10,000 to have sex with him. And I was like, I don't think that it was $10,000 for one time, but okay, whatever, your story is your story. And she was like, money changes everything. Like, if someone's gonna give me $10,000, and I was like, I couldn't do it.
I couldn't either. And then what do you guys think about the women who say, because there are also women out there who are like, no, they're just paying for companionship.
They're lying.
They're lying, right?
I have heard so many sugar daddy stories, and especially in Old Town, and the girls were like, well, I don't have to sleep with him. Yes, you do. He's
right?
not paying
Thank
for
you.
a pen pal.
Thank
Like,
you.
Stop
I
telling
agree.
everyone that.
They're just in
agree.
denial. They don't want to be labeled a slut. So that's what they tell themselves. But I feel like they all expect sex, no? For that kind of money.
Yeah, no guy is like, I'm going to pay this girl $5,000 to sit at dinner with me.
Yeah, just to have a cute little thing
No.
on my arm and to have a good conversation.
Absolutely not.
So my thing is, because I know a lot of women that are with men just for the money and in relationships, but you have to travel with them. You have to spend time with them. You have to wake up next to them. Like, how bored, if you're not connected, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't pay me the amount of money in the world to sleep next to a man that I did not like.
Yeah,
Same.
you could be in
Same.
Bora Bora or Fiji, but you're with him.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's just, and like, that's the thing is like the Scottsdale men, like with money, they just think that their money is going to get them any girl that they want.
Which sadly, probably
It does work.
It does
true.
a lot of times, I think.
Yeah, I think it does.
I think it does. It does enough times to make them continue to try to make that offer on a regular basis.
I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, I know a couple guys that are loaded millionaires and they are not attractive at all, but they get the most beautiful women.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are lucky you have money because you would be screwed.
Yeah,
poor if you were
literally,
broke.
like, I would say I get approached more often by guys that are probably 38 and above than I do guys my age. Or it's like 22 to 24. The 22 to 24-year-olds, they are out on the prowl and they will talk to anybody.
They're bold,
Yeah.
too,
And then
aren't
I'm
they?
like, I'm 27. And they're like, oh, you're old. I'm like,
Wow.
okay. You didn't think I was until you heard my age. So whatever.
So are you on the dating apps?
I'm on Raya. So I'm only on Raya. I was on Hinge for a little bit. Hinge is just very overwhelming. It's like there's so many people on Hinge. And I went on one date from Hinge that was so incredibly atrocious.
How so?
It was the worst date I've ever been on in my
tell
entire
us
life.
about it. You don't have to say his name or give any identifying
I made
information.
a TikTok about it, and I actually ran into him last weekend at the bar, and I didn't even recognize him. He like tapped me as I was walking by, and he goes, "Hey," and I was like, "Hi." He's like, "Do you remember me?" I was like, "Mm-hmm." He's like, "We went on a date here," and I was like, "Oh yeah," and then I was like, it all clicked, and I was like, "I gotta go, bye." But essentially, he picked me up, and the minute I walked out of my apartment, when you just like know, like right off the bat, I walked outside and I was like, no, I wish I could just turn around. I wish I could just go back in my apartment. He opens the car door, trash everywhere.
Oh, no.
And I was like, you couldn't even like stop at a Circle K and throw it away. Throw it in your back seat, like something. No. And he was like, and he didn't even say like, sorry about the mess. So I was like, okay, so you're already a messy person. He wanted to go to dinner. He didn't have a place planned of where he was going to dinner. I immediately knew I was not going to be able to make it through a dinner. I said, how about we just go to this bar right around the corner? I always go there. Then I was like, it's in and out, easy peasy. He's like, yeah, that works. Orders a double whiskey with water at 6 p.m. So I was like, so you're a heavy drinker. Anyone ordering a double whiskey, water at a dive bar is
at
wild.
happy hour time.
Yeah. Like, no. So then he goes to open a tab. No debit card.
What?
Doesn't he? She's like, do you have a card? He's like fumbling through his wallet. Nothing. And I was like, how are you going to pay for dinner? Like, was I going to pay? Which, I mean, like, I have my wallet because I come prepared, but I mean, this is crazy. So there was that. So he like hands the bartender like a crumpled up like $12 in like a ball.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I'm mortified right now. Truly mortified. And he goes, and by the way, did you know that I have a kid?
Oh.
And I was like, no, sure didn't. So I was like, okay, well, this is already like so done. Every question he asked me when I would be like halfway through answering it, pulled out his phone.
Oh, that's annoying.
Are you serious?
Pulled out his phone every time. And I was just like, finally, after like the fourth question, I was like, do you even care what I'm saying? I started making things up. I was like, I'm just going to start telling lies here. And then he was in the middle of telling me a story. And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I said, can we leave? Can you take me home? And I was like, if you can't take me home, like, I'm going to Uber. I cannot do this anymore. And I walked into my apartment and blocked his number immediately. I was like, we never need to speak.
How do you have a child but you don't have a credit card or a debit card?
Right.
No. All of it was crazy. And he was 29. And I was like, what do you do for work? He's like, well, I work at a golf club. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, is that like your career? He's like, no, it's just kind of like an in-between thing right now. I don't really know what I want to do.
Oh, that's unattractive.
I was like 29 with a kid and you like haven't figured out a career yet.
Yeah, no.
So now you're done with Hinge, you're done with the peasants, and you're only on Raya?
Yeah. I was done with Hinge after that. And then I applied for Raya a while ago when my hair client was getting her hair done. And this is just like the vain part of me is she was swiping Raya while getting her hair done. And I saw on her phone a guy that I knew. And I was like, wait, that guy is so hot. I was like, he's on Raya. And she's like, yeah, I've matched with him a couple times. And so from that day, I was like, I'm going to get on Raya just to get this guy to match with me. And that's all I need. I don't need to go on a date from Raya. So I got accepted to Raya a few months later. And I matched with him. And I was like, okay, my work here is done. That's all I needed to know. Just my little ego.
So did you go out with him? Did you talk to him?
No. So I know him outside of like the dating apps.
Okay.
But I just wanted like the proof that he thought that I was attractive.
It
was
you wanted to know that he would match with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wanted him to be like, oh, Emily. Yeah.
You didn't actually want to go on a date
No,
with him. You just
no.
wanted, that's
That
hilarious.
Man is all over Old Town. I see him out all the time. I do not need to be in the mix of that. But I wanted the validation that he thought I was attractive.
Oh my God.
That's just how my brain works.
So you had mentioned that you had walked out on a date, mid-date. Was that the one that you were just telling us?
Yeah, that was the one where I stopped at mid-date. I was like, I cannot do this. Had he not picked me up, and I don't know why I let this man pick me up. I'm always like, yeah, I guess you can pick me up, because I'm like, do I really want to put in any effort on the first date? No, I don't. I want to
But also then you have to give someone that you don't know your address.
So for me, I'm like, hopefully they're not crazy and I haven't had an issue. But people are always like, he has your address. I'm like, I live in an apartment.
That is true.
And my apartment building's an indoor apartment building. So he doesn't know like my front door or anything. And I always go out of like the front office.
Okay.
So.
And is there a gate? I feel like if there's a gate,
there's
like
not
if
a gate to get into the parking lot, but there's like fobs to get in the door. You can't get in the door.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. Then you're fairly safe as long as you don't give the apartment number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
you're
totally nuts.
a hairstylist and a server. Where do you serve at?
So I served in Old Town.
Oh,
so
do
I
you
do
meet
that
a lot of men there that hit on you?
That one would literally blow your mind. Like the amount of like bachelor parties that come in there, and it's always the married men that are just hitting on the servers like it's nobody's business.
What?
It's always the married ones. The single ones don't care. The one getting married doesn't care. The married men on the bachelor trips
Why is that?
Interesting.
Because they're away from their wives and it's like,
yeah.
freedom!
Yeah, they're like, I'm away from my wife. Like, I don't care. No. I had a guy one time ask me 3 separate times for my number at a table with his wedding ring on. And after the 3rd time, I had to be like, hello? Like, are we going to talk about this situation? Like the wedding ring on your finger? What is happening? They're always the one that are inviting you. They're like, we have a table at Maya. I'm like,
God.
ugh, gross.
What's the excuse? Like, what's the excuse for being married? Do they ever have any shame in it? Or is it just like, oh, this whole thing?
Yeah.
Right? Like dumbasses.
he's like, this? What are you talking about? I've once watched a guy take his wedding ring off and put it in his pocket at a bar.
Cringe.
I was out with my coworkers after work one night. This guy comes up to us And he's like, hey, I'm here with my boss. He's also my friend. He's going to make a huge mistake. We're in this little tiny dive bar. He is hitting on this girl, the biggest boobs. Like, she is in like a spaghetti strap top. Like, it's just a gross scene in the corner happening. I'm like, yikes. He's like, he's going to do something he doesn't want to do. I need him to come over here and talk to you guys. And I was like, I'm not here to save your friend from doing something that he's probably going to do anyway. Like, what am I going to do with this? So the guy comes over. He has his wedding ring on, or he doesn't have it on yet, because I said to him, I was like, oh, I heard you were married. He pulls his wedding ring out of his pocket, and I was like, that's disgusting. You're talking to a girl, your wedding ring's in your pocket. He's like, oh, he was so wasted, he didn't even like make a coherent statement. Walked back over to the girl. I watched him take his wedding ring off and put it back in his pocket.
Wow.
And I was like, ew. And I was like, and I know that girl doesn't even care if you were wearing it on your head. Like...
These poor wives.
I know. And I was like, why would I say that? I hope his wife finds out and leaves him. Like, if this is what he does on business trips.
Right.
And that's the one thing I think Scottsdale is hard, is there's so many people from out of town. Like, you get so many bachelor parties, so many bachelorette parties, and everyone thinks what happens on those trips, like, stays on those trips. And it's just like a really gross scene. Yeah. And I feel like people come to Scottsdale, it's like, oh, it's like a mini Vegas.
And I think it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
When we used to go out years ago, you met a lot of local people. It was, everybody was local. This wasn't a destination for people to come visit. And so it's like, you went out in Old Town Scottsdale, and the guy that you met lived 5 minutes away because everyone was local. Yeah. And over the years, over the last like 10, 12 years, it's become this.
Well, now Scottsdale's the number 2 place in the nation for bachelorette parties after Nashville.
They're every weekend.
It's crazy.
It's nonstop, and they're everywhere. And they're causing a ruckus.
I don't like it.
I don't, me neither.
I'm like, no.
Thank God we're over that scene now.
Yeah, every time I'm out, these guys will come talk to me, and I just know they're from out of town because they have like their Birkenstocks on. And I'm like, oh, you're probably from Michigan. Like, sure enough, they are. Like,
wearing shorts in the middle of winter because they think it's so warm.
They're like
here.
beat red from being out in the sun all day golfing, and they're like, yeah, I'm here on a bachelor trip, and I'm like, of course you are.
Surprise.
Yeah, I'm like never shocked. I never meet a local, so I just make up stories when I'm at the bar. I'm like, I'm never gonna see these people again.
Right?
What do they care?
So what are you looking for? Are you looking to get married, have kids?
I think, yes, eventually I would love to get married and have kids. I just don't think it's in my cards right now. So I go on a date every couple months to keep my feet wet, but I know that I'm not looking for anything serious. Like, there's not a spot to be filled right now. But if I met the person, then I would be like, okay, like, I can do this. But I'm not actively like, oh my God, I got to get married by 29.
But you're open to it, to meeting the right person.
100%. I'm open to whatever, because I think you can meet the right person anywhere. Like, when I say I'm on Raya, I check my Raya app maybe once a week. You know?
Do you feel like you give guys false hope, or are you upfront usually?
I think I'm pretty upfront. I was just on a date last weekend. I was set up by my uncle. This guy was 22, so already I was like, dang, that is a little young for me. But just bought a house, like owns a business, super successful, all the things, super nice guy. But I was pretty open. I was like, look, I like to go out and I like to have fun with my friends, and that's my priority right now. Like, my priorities are working, going out with my friends, and my dog. You know, I'm like, dating's just not up there, but I'm open to dating. But it's not like my lifelong thing right now.
And what would you say your deal breakers are?
My deal breakers, definitely, I won't date someone that has kids, only because I had a stepdad and me and my stepdad never got along. So I was like, I will never be a step parent. Someone who has no motivation. Like, if there's a lack of motivation or drive there, and if they don't work out, and it's not even like for like physical, like looks reasons. It's more just like, if you can't even take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of me? You know, things
so
like
if you can't clean your car out,
exactly.
Pick me up for a
I'm
date.
like, if this is what your car looks like, your apartment's probably worse.
Oh God, yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I bet he doesn't make his bed.
Oh, I bet he does not make his bed.
I don't judge a non-bed maker, because I make my bed maybe 3 times a week, because I find getting into an unmade bed so much comfier. But
really?
Yes.
No.
See,
No, I do not agree at all.
But if it's just you at home, like often when I'm home alone and it's just going to be me there all day and I'm just going to get back in it in a few hours, what's the point of making it just to unmake it again?
I will say, I do feel like my life is really together when I walk in my room and it is made. But I'm never like, oh, I gotta make my bed. But I was talking to a guy for a little bit, and he was a big bed. I feel like he was slightly a perfectionist, but like didn't want to come off that he was that way. And one morning, like I got to bed, I was like eating breakfast, and I like come into my room. He's like making my bed. I'm like, what are you doing? I don't make my bed. He's like, you have to make your bed.
Well, so on the weekends, I don't make my bed right away because I'll go make my coffee and then I'll get back into bed.
Yeah.
So I like to watch my like cooking shows on the weekends in bed while I have my coffee. So I'm not always like a freak about getting up right away and making my bed. I'll lounge in an unmade bed during the day, but at night when I'm ready to go to bed for the night, it has to be made at some point in the day.
Funny.
That's so funny.
So describe your ideal partner.
Oh, see,
He's got to be a dick.
I've been working on this one in therapy. I would say he has to be funny. He has to be someone that is just like go with the flow, but also is like somebody who like has a plan, if that makes sense. Like I want someone to tell me this is where we're going and this is what time, and that's all that I need to know, and I can just like follow along. Those are probably like my biggest things, and the rest kind of just like falls into place for me. But I always find myself I'm either like I like someone or I don't like them at all, and I can't give you one single reason why I like them or why I don't. It's an awful quality that I have, for sure.
So you said you've been cheated on?
Yeah.
How did you find out?
So this was in my 5-year relationship. Like a woman's intuition never lies.
5 years and he cheated? Oh.
But he cheated in the beginning. So we had just moved in together when I found out, and I was 21 at the time. And I remember right before I moved out, my dad was like, I hope you know this is the worst decision that you've ever made. Because I went from living at home to living with a boyfriend. I never did like a roommate thing, a college thing, anything.
Never
like
lived
that.
by yourself.
Never lived by myself. My dad's like, this is the worst decision that you're ever going to make. And I 100%, looking back, agree with my dad.
Yeah.
So I had found out probably like a month into moving in. And I was like, well, I just made everyone sign this lease. Like I can't get out of it. Like I'm stuck. And then COVID happened. So it was just like a spiral. Like I just kept staying. And all of a sudden, like it is 4 years later. I'm like, what the am I doing here still? But I woke up one morning and I was like, the first thing on my mind is he's cheating on you. And I was like, where did that come from? And so I was like, maybe not. Like I'm being like, and I was like, it was just like in my head, like he's cheating on you. And so one night he was a big drinker and he had passed out from drinking. So I was like, I can go through his phone. Like he's not going to wake up. And I found these messages from this girl I found them in October. These messages were from July. So before we moved in together. And it was like, I need you to get a paternity test for my kid. She's like, the baby daddy doesn't believe that he's the dad because he saw pictures of us together. And this is from like months and months prior, but we were still dating at that time. And in my head, looking back now, being 27, I was like, the only reason she wanted you to get a paternity test is because she thought you were the dad and wanted you to pay and wanted like the proof that you were the dad. So she's like trying to say, oh, well, the dad to kind of get you to like just go. Yeah. So I was like, he's totally the father of this kid. Like without a doubt in my mind looking back. But at the time I was like, maybe I'm thinking too much into it. But yeah, no, I had found all these messages. She's like, I remember hanging out with you this, and this time. And it was like multiple times they had hung out. And then I remember there was another time I had like opened his phone to take a picture of the dogs. And there was like a girl in her bra and underwear on like, and I was like, what is this? He's like, I accidentally screenshotted that on.
You have to click 2 separate buttons at the same time to screenshot, my friend.
Is so crazy. And even if you did, why was it not deleted? And also, why were you looking at it? Like
my penis accidentally fell into a vagina.
Yeah, literally. Like everything's like an accident. Like, and it's an accident. Like, no, it's not.
Did you break up with him after that?
So I broke up with him on like a random Saturday. I one day just woke up and I was like, this is so done. Like, I'm not going to look past anything. I always just tried to look past it because I was like, I loved his family. We had a dog together that I knew he was going to take the dog if we broke up. And it was just more like convenient. And then one day I woke up and I was like, this cannot be my life anymore. And I had no plan of where I was going to go, what I was going to do, anything. So I just broke up with him.
How did you get into his phone, by the way? Did you have his passcode?
Yeah, so we knew each other's passwords.
So this is my question. If you're a man who's cheating and you're keeping records of your infidelities,
they're just idiots.
Why?
Idiots.
That is so stupid. Like, you know that's in your phone.
Funny is like he had told me, he's like, we can always go through each other's phones. Like, I always want to be able to go through yours whenever I want. He never did. I will say that he never really did. I also had nothing to hide, so why would I care? But he's like, you can always go through mine whenever you want. I went through it that one time and I was like, well, this was enough for me. I don't need to do this again. And when I told him in the morning, I was like, hey, so I went through your phone and I found these messages. He's like, you went through my phone? I was like, yeah, actually I did. We lived together. I did. And I found you cheating on me with a girl that all of this could have been avoided, because had I found that out before we moved in together, I probably would have broken up with him.
Yeah.
Before we moved in together.
The moving in situation
made it
never
so
would have happened.
much worse.
Yeah.
I love it how they always spin it. What? You went through my phone?
Yeah.
Invasion of privacy.
Yeah. I'm like,
Making you look like the crazy one.
I'm like, actually, we share a bedroom. I'm sorry, if we share a bedroom and a bathroom and a bed and a dog, I can go through your phone.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Like, and if you're not hiding anything, then you won't care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I would never go through like a guy that I'm not living with or dating, or like a situation. Like, I know girls that'll go through like their situationships phone. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah. There's no reason for
I'm
that.
like, and you're also just hurting your own feelings.
Exactly.
Like,
it's because you're going to find something.
Yeah.
If you're in a situationship and you haven't determined any sort of exclusivity, you're going to find things in there that you don't like.
I was in one situationship and I told myself, I was like, I will never do that to myself again. That was the worst time of my life.
Oh.
You're just a lover girl.
Secretly, deep down I am, and it's always like they get it, and then they're like, "Oh, no," and I'm like, "Oh, you guys all just want this like bitch." They do. They all do. They want you to be so mean to you.
Toxic.
Yeah,
That goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
And women want their dicks. And
yeah. And if I like say that on TikTok, all the men always come for me on TikTok.
Really?
Oh, the men on TikTok hate me.
Because you say they like toxic women?
Because I just say everything about men that they don't like to hear.
What's the truth? The truth
Exactly.
hurts.
They don't like to hear the truth about themselves. I made a TikTok last night about how I make up lies at the bar, right? And my lie is like, I was wearing a shirt and I told someone that I made it myself. Or I tell them.
So they're harmless. It's
they're
a harmless lie.
I'm not like making up this elaborate lie that I was like in an accident and I survived. Like, no, I'm like, oh, I knit my shirt myself. The amount of guys who comment on like, this is toxic behavior. Like, you're such a narcissist. All of these things. And I was like, are you kidding me right now?
And you're like, it's meant to be cheeky. It's not meant to be like.
I'm not telling like the world's craziest lie here. I told someone I was a professional bull rider at Buffalo Chip. I'm like, I'm sorry, if you believe that, that's your problem, not mine.
Also, just ask me to get on the bull, and you will see that I, in fact, am not a professional bull rider.
Her hips proved that was a lie.
Yeah, my friend told him she was like, yeah, she stays on for 5 minutes. They're like, no way. I'm like, who is staying on a bull for 5 minutes? Realistically, like, who is doing that?
Oh,
no, they just, they love to be so mean to me in my comments.
That's so
I made one time about how women, or people in general, need to stop telling women who haven't had kids yet at a certain age that they need to hurry up.
Yeah,
I was
clock's
like,
ticking.
Yeah, and I was like, I think that's just such a comment that doesn't need to be said, because there's a lot of reasons why maybe a woman hasn't had kids yet. Women were all like, yes, like, this is great. Like, we need to stop saying that. Men were like, well, it is ticking. You need to hurry up. Like, if you, like, literally, it was 300 comments of men just ripping me. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're so dumb. You should never have kids. And I was like, oh my God. This is insane.
Haven't you noticed that like 99.9% of people on TikTok are stupid and ignorant and they're morons?
Yeah,
that are commenting, right?
Yeah.
100%. I'm like, I don't need like Billy Joe with 10 baby mamas to tell me that I need to get on it.
Right? And then you go and you look at their profile, or you look at
There's
their
no
picture,
picture.
and you're
No.
like, who even are you?
There's no picture. They have 2 followers.
Yeah, and one of the guys commented and he said, the prime age for having kids is late teens to early 20s. And I was like, do you like see what you're writing before you post it?
Right.
Like, do you actually think about it?
Actually, statistically, they say it's better to have kids now when you're later because you're a better parent and you can provide for that kid.
Exactly. I'm like, they're like, have fun with your kid with like all these special needs. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like,
yeah, because these are experts on TikTok.
yeah, I'm like, oh, I forgot I was talking to a scientist, right? User 27135.
User 27135, where did you get your MD? Okay.
You go to like John Hopkins? My
That's
God.
so funny.
They're so ridiculous. And one guy was like, yeah, he's like, all your kids are gonna have all these issues because after 40, and I was like, I'm 27. Like, I didn't say I was waiting 15 years to have a kid.
Wow.
And
You're 3 years away from a geriatric pregnancy.
Literally,
You know that, right? You know that, right?
Everyone was commenting about the geriatric pregnancy, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, you said that's 35, so you still have plenty of time.
Yeah. And
Oh, is it 35? I thought it was 30.
I had a geriatric pregnancy.
She's like, I actually know. No, but it was like all the men just like love to comment on things that I was like, how does this concern you?
Right.
In what way does it concern you?
Yeah.
But you know what? Engagement. Okay.
I
know.
So
I was
just run the numbers.
Sounds like
I
your
was like,
TikTok is
everyone
killing it.
I was like, everyone keep engaging.
Yes.
And then I made one the other day and I was like, can men just start telling girls where they're going on a date? Because guys always like, oh, it's a surprise. Like, just dress like this, do this. And I'm like, no, I would like to know if we're eating dinner or not. But then you feel rude being like, so are we eating dinner? Because it's like implying that you're expecting them to buy you dinner. So I never asked. But I was also like, well, I'm fucking hungry. And
I just need to know if I need to eat.
yeah, should I eat before or should I not?
Yes.
And then you never want to be like, well, the menu at this place that you're taking me sucks. Like, I don't want to eat there. And everyone in the comments again was like, just ask, be an adult, do this. And I was like, oh my God, you cannot win.
So much negativity, you can't win.
You can't win on TikTok.
No, you
but
can't.
Thank God I have thick skin. I'm like, I really don't care.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. The Keep More Minute brought to you by Tactical Tax Strategies. They help you keep more in your wallet. We help you keep more in your relationship. All right, so we have speaking of restaurants, this one is a very simple one. Who gets to pick the restaurant when both say, I don't care?
I feel like the woman.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or should the man take charge and...
If I really don't want to make a decision, I really don't want to make a decision. I just want it to be made for me.
I do like when a man makes a decision, but then I'm like, if they choose a place I don't want to eat at, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But then that's an ick for me. If I'm with a man that chooses a place that I don't like, that's an ick because he doesn't know me well enough.
That's true. That's
It's a little
true.
difficult.
Yeah.
But
You're like, I'm gonna make this as complicated as possible.
Or you could maybe collectively come up with options and decide together.
yeah.
I'm normally the decision maker.
Yeah.
I'm normally like, let's just go here.
I'm not a picky eater, so I can find something on almost any menu. You're picky?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I'm not. So I typically don't care where we go
Yeah.
because I can find something on any menu
I'm the
that
same.
I like
I can
to
find something anywhere.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
But
No.
I can see if being picky,
Yeah.
that would be hard. I
Yeah.
would always want
And normally
to
I'm
pick.
in the mood for something. So normally I kind of have an idea of like what I'm in the mood for and I just pick it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about real life pickup lines that people have used. I went to Reddit and I asked a couple people, like, what are the best and worst pickup lines that you've ever heard or used?
I just screenshotted a really good one
Really?
the other day. Yes.
You're like, I've been
You read
prepared.
yours.
So have you had someone use a line on you that worked or didn't work?
No, they normally start naturally talking. One guy did come up to me. He's like, do I know you? And I was like, try again.
That's so
I was like-
unoriginal.
I was like, turn around. I'll give you a second chance. Try again.
Come back in 10 seconds.
I was like, and come back with something better. And he did come back. And I was like, honestly, because he came back, I gave him the chance to talk to me and my friend. Because I was like, if someone said turn around, I would be like,
That's
ew.
hilarious. She's like, check yourself.
Yeah. I was like, that one wasn't good enough for me. Sorry.
That's funny.
That's so funny. So we have a former guest, Henry, uses, excuse me, can you tell me what kind of material you think this is? And he has them feel his shirt. And then he says, do you think it's boyfriend material?
That's funny.
That's
Joe,
funny. That one would get
the
me.
guest that his episode came out this week, he said that one on his episode too.
Oh, really?
Joe.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. Are you my appendix? I don't know what you do or how you work, but I feel like I should take you out.
That's actually
Kind of funny. Are you an antiquer? Because I have some junk that hasn't been touched in years. Cracks me up. Are you an orphanage? Because I want to give you kids.
That's crazy.
Gross.
Isn't that hilarious?
I don't like that one.
I don't think I like pickup lines like this.
No.
If the guy had said this to me, I'd be like, ew.
Yeah, same.
I would
That one
literally,
grosses
my,
me
my
out.
skin would crawl.
Some of these are too much. If you were a fruit, you'd be a fine apple. I've heard that before. Or if you were a flower, flower, you'd be a damn lion.
Do people actually say these?
These are on Reddit lines that people have actually heard or used.
When you're out at, like when you used to go out at a bar or whatever, have people said these things to you?
I've had a couple guys use lines, but funny lines. Like, if your left leg was Thanksgiving and your right leg was Christmas, can I come visit you in between the holidays? Like jokey lines like that I thought were funny. Like that would work on me.
They are funny, but I've like haven't heard a pickup line in ever. Guys just start talking.
I know.
Or does people still use that line? Do you come here often?
My God, yes.
They do?
That one is used a lot.
So I will tell you this story.
Lame.
So last summer I was at my pool. So I live in a condo. So the pool is a community pool, but it's a lot of old people. And so not a lot of people use the pool. I use the pool frequently because I will do aquatic therapy with my patients in my pool. I like to swim. So I'm at the pool a lot. And one of my neighbors, who I'd actually spoken to a couple of weeks prior at the pool, we had a full-on conversation for like 10 minutes, but I was in my like swimming swimsuit, right? Which is like a one-piece Speedo, like not super, it's covered, right?
Yeah.
I was covered. And then a couple weeks later, I was out at the pool lounging. So I was in a bikini, very different look, but obviously still the same person. He comes sauntering up like a crocodile, like his eyes out of the water, and comes over, comes to the edge of the pool. I'm laying out on the sun on the chair, and he comes up and he was like, hey, haven't seen you around here. Do you come here often?
Oh God.
And in my head, I thought he was joking because I had literally just met him a couple weekends before. And I was like, actually, yeah, I'm here every weekend. How are you? How are you doing this weekend? And we started talking, but he literally used that line, and I think he was serious.
Oh God.
That's men just give me like the ick. Like, I think that's why I'm so hard to approach, is because that kind of stuff, I'm like, ugh.
No, and that's what it was. It was an instant ick.
Yeah.
And it was just like, ha ha ha, okay.
It's so awkward.
So what if a guy just comes up to you and says, can I buy you a drink? Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works the
Much
most.
better.
Even though I don't drink, so I've always have like a soda water. I'm like, yeah, you can get me a soda water. But like something that's like more direct and not so like theatrical works a lot better on me.
More genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not so forced.
Yeah.
Hey baby, I just pooped my pants. Can I get in yours?
Ew.
Not good. Is your dad a baker? Because you got the best pair of buns I've ever seen. That would work on me.
You're like, I've been
Baker is
working
open for
out.
business. You like to draw? Because I put the D in raw just now. Girl,
That is wild.
Right?
That's unhinged a little bit.
That is crazy.
Girl, if I was a fly, I'd be all over you because you're the shit. I'd like to drink your bath water. That's kind of creepy.
Ew.
Nice legs. What time do they open? That would work on me. I think that's funny.
She's like, that one would get me.
I'm pretty easy, as you can tell. I'll tell you a joke that will make you laugh your tits off. Oh, wait, you've heard it already. Oh, burn! That is so bad.
I fear that one would work on me in my flat chest.
I was going to say the same thing. As a member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, I think that one would probably work on me.
I will say, if a guy makes fun of me, I do like think that I like it, because I'm like, okay, you kind of have a little bit of balls. Like, I don't like when a guy like kisses the ground that you walk on.
It's kind of fun when they poke fun at you.
Yeah,
and
I
love
like
that.
it.
But not too much.
No, not when you're like, okay, this
In
is
a
ridiculous.
fun way.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Yeah. There's a line. There's a fine line there.
100%.
I heard you were looking for a stud. Well, I've got an STD. All I need is you.
Ew, no.
That's terrible.
Ew, that is horrendous.
No.
It's terrible.
He's like, by the way, you're still interested.
Hey, at least he's getting it out there before he's even started the conversation. Get in the van. Hey, babe, are you Jamaican? Because Jamaican me crazy. It's kind of funny. Hey, did you drop something? I don't think so. Your standards. Hi, I'm Nick. Have you heard that?
No.
What was that one that we heard? We were doing the interviews, and the shoulder one? That was a good one.
Yes. How do you count shoulders? And then he said like this, 1, 2, and then he touched my shoulders, 3, and then put his arm around me and said 4 to my other shoulder.
That was
It was
kinda-
something
yeah,
like
something
that.
like
That
Yeah.
one's not bad.
Yeah, that one was cute.
Oh my God, this is terrible. Do you have pet insurance? Because I'm going to destroy your kitty. But the P word.
Oh my God.
Are those space pants you're wearing? Because your ass is out of this world. Do you work at Subway? Because you just gave me a foot long.
Oh my God.
As if, like,
I would literally
that's
be
generous.
like, I would be like, no
long
way.
friend.
Maybe a kid sub.
Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I walk by again? Can I sit on your lap and talk about the first thing that pops up? I guess that's from a woman to a man. The word of the day is legs. Let's go home and spread the word. That's kind of funny.
That one is kind of
And then what was that one that the other guest Jen told us, the haunted house one? That was pretty gruesome.
Oh, I don't remember.
Something about a haunted house, and you're gonna scream when I come inside of you, or something like that. It was like so derogatory.
No, I'm gonna read you this one that I saw the other day because I knew you would appreciate it because you went to school in Japan. Oh, yeah. It's, are you Asia? Because I'm China. Get in Japanties.
That is hilarious. That's actually funny.
That one is pretty funny.
So where's your favorite place to go on a first date?
I don't have a first date spot really. The Remy Hotel actually just opened in Old Town, and they have a really pretty rooftop. And so I would say something like that where it's like a sunset. I don't drink, but I do like where it's just casual and it's just drinks and like maybe an appetizer. I don't like to sit through a full meal. I don't want anything like that. I don't like coffee dates. There's nothing worse than being in a busy coffee shop trying to talk to somebody.
Rooftops are cute. I like rooftops.
I do too. I'm a big
And
rooftop
definitely
person.
don't take you to Kala, because that's so yesterday,
Yeah,
right? No one goes to Kala anymore.
So yesterday, you're gonna take me anywhere. Take me to Shiv. Shiv is actually really cool. I will say that.
What kind of food is there? I've heard of it.
Shiv is like steak and like all the places, like steak, caviar, seafood, all the things. But it's a supper club, so there's like this band in the front, and I don't know. It feels like you're in like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just
That sounds
really
cool. It sounds unique.
Yeah, it is super unique. It's definitely a fun vibe.
Now it's time for the celebrity cut, where we marinate in the juices of the celebrities. So you know Blake Lively, the whole drama. Did you hear she's coming out with a new movie that she's co-producing and starring in, The Survivors List? I wonder what director is gonna ever agree to work with Blake Lively? Oh, wait, I bet she's gonna direct it. She's gonna produce it. She's gonna do the costume design. Didn't she try to take over that other movie?
Yeah,
Probably.
Or maybe she's co-producing it because she's funding it. Because I can't imagine anyone would fund a movie with her in it, right?
Not after everything that happened after It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I only like followed like a little bit, but I was like, this is actually wild.
Yeah, she totally hijacked that movie, tried to make it her own.
Yeah.
And destroyed a man's life in the process.
Yeah.
Like, who would want to work with that? That's my question, is how can she be making a movie? And what's funny is she's suing Justin Baldoni for defamation and the smear campaign, claiming it destroyed her career. But how is that so? She's coming out with a new movie. So that goes against her lawsuit, right? It's not destroyed her career. She has a new movie.
Maybe somebody has like the thought of no publicity is bad publicity, or however they say that phrase. So it's like, might as well do a movie with her because at least people will talk about it.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's going to do good in the box office though, because I did a TikTok video of it and I got so many comments and everyone was like, hell no, boycotting it, not going to go see it. Like, I don't think I had one comment of someone like, oh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I love Blake Lively.
Yeah, she's the best.
I love Blake Lively, said nobody ever. So now we are going to get to know you with Zoyo, sponsored by Zoyo, your neighborhood yogurt. So if you want to pick the top card.
If I could have sex with anyone right now, who would it be? Oh, God. No one in my personal life is going to like this answer, and that's fine. But it would definitely be my ex-situationship, for sure.
Oh, you went with a real life person.
Was I not supposed to?
No.
Well, I don't do celebrities. I don't find celebrities like attractive.
Interesting.
So your ex-situationship, why did it not turn into something more? Did he not want it to be something more?
Probably.
But you didn't?
I did. I saw myself with him. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I really like this person. But then there was another part of me that was like, I'm not sure that I'm ready for a relationship right now. Because I met him very shortly after I ended my 5-year relationship. And I knew I needed time alone, but I really liked this person. It's like, you know, when you meet someone, you just really like them. But it always was just like very like confusing and just all the things.
Did you meet him in the wild, or did you meet him on an app?
In the wild.
Okay.
Well, I actually don't know how exactly we met. We had followed each other on Instagram for a really long time. We had gone to like different high schools, but in the same district, like kind of knew similar people.
Okay.
So
he's a local too.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I knew of him for a while. And I think I probably wanted more than he did. and it just did not end well.
Well, people underestimate the power of timing. I feel like if
Yeah.
the timing's not there or not right, it's never
Yeah.
going to work out. But maybe
No.
you'll come back together when the timing is right for both of
Yeah,
you.
who knows? I mean, I'm open to like whatever happens, you know, like if he's with somebody, he's with somebody. If he's not, he's not. You know, we don't speak, so.
Do you follow each other on the socials?
No, he blocked me a while ago. He just recently unblocked me.
Ooh.
But we don't follow each other. I used to be able to see like my TikTok like profile views, and he was in those like every day, and I can't see them anymore. So
Why can't you see them anymore? Did they
once
stop
you-
that?
once you hit like X amount of followers, they take it away.
Why?
I don't exactly. I don't know.
stupid.
Once you hit 5,000 followers, they're like, we're done.
Oh, that sucks because
Yeah.
I'm like, I just passed 5,000 days.
Yeah,
I
so
can't
now
see
you're
who's stalking
out.
me.
You can't see it anymore. I think it probably has something to do with because once you hit a certain amount of followers, you can start making money from TikTok. And if you're seeing how many profile views are coming in, you're seeing like kind of where you're at, like traffic wise.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you're just like, you
true.
post then, and you'll get more views, get more money. So just like stay away from like those.
Do you try to monetize your TikTok?
No,
No?
I just post and whatever happens, happens.
Well, that's funny. He unblocked you, so he's probably stalking you, right? Because why would you unblock someone
I
unless you want to see
I
them?
did make a TikTok about how men block me. Every man I've ever talked to blocks me afterwards, but only on Instagram.
Why is that? Because they're jealous? Because they don't want to see you out and about with other people?
I don't know. And like the thing is, everyone who's ever blocked me, we don't follow each other. So it's
so
like, what are like,
weird.
yeah. And I'm like, all of them are private. So I'm like, I can't look at your stuff. So you're only blocking me to not see me.
You only block someone for one reason, because you're hurt, or it hurts you to see them.
I've
right?
never really blocked. I don't understand blocking. So I have a girlfriend that blocks everybody.
My
Once
roommate.
she's done with them, she
Everyone.
blocks them. But her thing is because she doesn't trust herself. She will reach out to them. She
Yeah.
knows that like in a moment of weakness, she'll reach out to them. And so
Yeah.
she blocks them. That is her reasoning. That's the only sort of like
Yeah.
decent reasoning I've ever heard for
But can't you just
blocking.
unblock them?
Yes.
You could.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you don't trust yourself, you could just,
You could just unblock. Exactly.
So I have never like fully blocked somebody. Like when me and the Ex-Situationships stopped talking, I removed him as a follower because I was like, he was just always in my story views and it was like the top name. And I was like, I just don't need to see every day like his picture or his name, things like that. But blocking, I've only ever blocked one guy because he was literally insane. And I was like, I cannot have you
Yeah.
like reaching out to me like this. This is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I don't block someone like when we break up or things like that. But they like to block me.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week at the Meat Market. And thank you so much, Emily. If you want to go on a date with Emily, go to any of our social media platforms at Meat Market Podcast. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Tactical Tax Strategies. If you want to keep more of your own money in your own wallet, you need to go to Tactical Tax Strategies. We'll see you next week at the Meat Market. Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.